Hello, I'm Drunkard Ninja, and this is my walkthrough for Valkyria Chronicles Episode 6, A Desert Encounter. In this video, I'm going to show you how to beat the level in 2 turns in your first playthrough, thus achieving an A ranking, and we're going to collect an enemy ace weapon along the way. A prerequisite to this mission, for the way I'm going to show you, is that you do need to upgrade your engineers to level 6. This will grant you the new order, all units defend. This order is exactly the same as the defense boost order, except instead of applying to just one unit, it will do it to all your units on the map. Very useful skill, as it only uses 2 command points, and you can defense boost up to all 10 units on the map. Comes in very handy down the road as well. So to begin this video, I am going to show you an overview of the map. So you begin the map in the lower portion, and you will have 2 places to set your units. A side one here where you can put 2, and your main base where you can put 7. For this map, we're just going to be using 2 scouts to beat it, but I have put Largo and Rosie in the headquarters just for their extra command points, so we get extra movement. This map is a bit larger, so I will have to be scrolling around a bit, but this is just your general layout of the map. So to start off the level, we are going to apply our all units defend order, and then after that we are going to proceed to this base, killing some units along the way. The path you go is roughly this direction, and then we're going to head for the base. So our first scout along the way is going to eliminate this scout, and then we're going to use the rest of their movement to walk down this trench until they're out of movement and then stop there. The second scout will follow the exact same path and stop as close to the first scout as possible, and we're going to use a new feature that I haven't brought up before, which is combined fire. Whenever a unit is close, whenever one of your units is close to a fellow unit and uses an action to shoot at an enemy, the other unit will join in. Now, unfortunately, you can only use the one, aim the one that you are controlling, so the other one does tend to do body shots, but for what we're going to do, the extra damage is very helpful. So for once the second scout has met up with the first one, we're going to use them to take out this shock trooper, thus eliminating any potential damage received from units nearby, as none of these others will return fire with the scout and shock trooper missing. Once that shock trooper is gone, we're going to select a scout again, doesn't matter which, and we're going to use the same combined fire tactic to eliminate this sniper right here. Once that scout's action is done, they are going to continue forward. We're going to capture the flag because it kind of distracts the enemy. They kind of waste a turn trying to recapture it typically. And then once that flag is captured, we are going to proceed to this trench and hop in it, not getting the attention of the shock trooper, and then we are going to move up right behind the shock trooper and take cover behind. These are some pillars. As you can see up here, there are several tanks, and so we are going to use these pillars as cover so the tanks cannot see us when the enemy has their turn between our first and second. Once that turn is completed, the second scout is going to follow a similar path, but we are going to have them run up this building to take out this sniper because he is crouched and we can't shoot him from the ground and kill him anyways. So we're going to huck a grenade, kill that sniper, and then backtrack and then come up to meet with the other scout. Once we have taken cover here and they're both crouched in the trench for extra defense, we're going to use the combined fire again to eliminate this shock trooper. And then once that shock trooper is out of the way and both scouts are under cover, we are going to end our turn. Now it's very important that you stop at the trench, because when you cross this trench, a trigger action happens. So right past this point, and a sandstorm blows in. which is going to be very useful for the second turn as it limits the enemy's vision. But for the first turn, we do not need it if we have our covered position right here. So at this point, we are going to end our turn. The enemy's going to, a couple of them might run at you, try and shoot you. Some Lancers might go for your tank. If you're fully upgraded at the moment, they're not going to get you much past the 3rd health, so don't worry about them. Once it is our second turn, we're going to use 1 scout to cross this trigger line here. And when it does, it will start a video, sandstorm will blow in, and your vision really won't be limited very much, but the enemy's will. So what we're going to do is proceed to kind of avoid this tank and shock trooper as best we can by kind of going like this. And our goal with this scout is to get behind this wall so that we can shoot Malia the Dust and get his ace weapon. At this point, it's kind of up to you what to do. You can either use the second scout for this or the first scout, as they will have enough movement. But really all we need to do after we've taken out the sniper is proceed to the enemy headquarters and either take out this shock trooper, or really all we need to do is, he is ducked behind some sandbags. So when we get to this point, you can actually just huck a grenade at him, knock him outside of this headquarters square, and you will be able to capture the flag at that point. So the second turn, we're only going to really need about 2, 3, maybe 4 moves, depending how you'd like to do it. And that is how I will be showing you how to do this. And let's go now to the actual gameplay. Alright, this is the actual mission. So to start off, we're going to use our new all units defend order.
This is an order! All of you, focus on defense!
And once the boost has been applied, we're going to select one of our scouts and head towards the enemy base there, taking out this scout along the way.
Right, here I go.
Doesn't really matter which scout. I'm just going to use Ica because she's closer.
Enemy spotted. I see one. Enemy spotted.
So we're going to kind of use this cover to draw their fire. And once they're out of rounds, move forward and activate our action before they have time to reload.
Perfect.
And proceed down our trench, ending our turn as soon as we're out of movement. For our next turn, we're going to bring this second scout up to join them. And for this scout's action, we're going to take out that shock trooper that was shooting at us on top of that building. We're going to run right up to the scout as far as we can, and we're going to use a new thing we haven't used before, which is team fire. You'll see in the upper right that it has Ica's name. That means she's going to shoot at this shock trooper as well to help guarantee that he goes down. This occurs when you're close enough to a friendly unit that they will aid you in your action. Alright, once the shock trooper's out of the way, we're going to end our second move.
No problem, boss.
And then we're going to use one of our scouts to take out this sniper.
Perfect.
And at least you didn't join in for some reason. That was odd, but oh well, didn't need it. Snipers are pretty weak. In our way to the trench, we're going to capture this enemy base just to kind of get them to waste a move trying to capture it.
I see one.
And then we're going to have this scout take up a crouch position behind this wall so they're mostly out of sight of these tanks over here. For our fourth move, we're going to use our second scout. switch to a grenade and use them to take out this second sniper. And we're just going to huck our grenade behind him. And now both snipers are out of the way so they won't do a bunch of damage on the enemy's turn to our scouts. And then we're going to proceed to the trench just like before. And it's going to take this one extra move because we ran up that building.
Moving out.
Okay. Now we're going to use our both scouts to do their friendly fire to take out this last shock trooper.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
And then we're going to set up our scout. We want them both pointed in this direction because any enemies that are going to attack us are going to come from that direction typically. And just be careful not to have them stand up over this trench because that activates the sandstorm. Once we're happy with our position behind the wall, we're going to end our whole turn altogether and let the enemy have theirs. The enemy's going to request reinforcements at their main base. It's not going to have anything to do with us completing this in 2 turns because it takes a full turn for the allies to show up, as happened for us when we were beating episode 5.
Minor damage sustained.
Yeah, and these guys do hardly enough damage to really even bother your tank. And they only have 3 shots anyway, so he's only got 1 more in a max. And this scout might get close enough to do something. Oh, it looks like we got more range than him.
Minor damage sustained.
Yeah, that was a bad shot. Ooh, this guy might be close enough. No, luckily it went wide. Alright, for our second turn, we're again just going to use the scouts, and just to make sure nothing weird happens, we're going to use the all units defend boost
order.
again.
All of you, focus on defense.
And we're going to use 1 scout, doesn't really matter which, to take out the enemy ace who's hiding behind this wall here.
Moving out.
As I mentioned before, as soon as we leave the trench, the sandstorm's going to come in. So we do have a little video here.
We're coming to help.
And then we're going to try and avoid the tank and this shock trooper as long as we can to reduce damage. And make our way to this wall. He's going to be facing it, so he shouldn't dodge it.
Now.
And because we're so close, we can land 5 headshots on him.
Man down. Everybody be careful.
Once he's out of the way, we're going to work our way over to the enemy headquarters. I'm just going to use Alicia to do this. You can use both if you want, but I'm just going to run forward, throw a grenade behind this guy, and capture the base once he's out of range.
My turn, okay?
But you can kill him if you want. He is an enemy leader, so you do get a bit more experience if you do kill him.
Infantry, move out.
But to keep this video a bit shorter, I'm just going to knock him out of the way. So you see he's on the other side of the sandbags. And now I'm able to capture the enemy base. Mission accomplished. So as you notice, there's a lot. We have a lot of moves left over. So if you're hurting for experience, you can just put more units at your HQ, and on the second turn, just kill some additional troops. Or you can do it this way just to get the mission completed and out of the way as quick as we can. But as you can see, because we did it in 2 turns, we achieved an A rank, killed 2 leaders and an ace in the process, earned a decent amount of experience and money. And because we killed that ace, we have been granted a new sniper rifle, the ZMSG-1. Not a very useful one. Your standard sniper rifle is better, so I wouldn't recommend using it. But you do need it if you're trying to go for the 100% completion. And that is how you beat Episode 6, A Desert Encounter.